Yes. Hi guys, I'm back again. Hope everyone's done well for the week. Obviously, my last video, I just spoke a bit about how I felt and things like that. So today now I'm going to be joined by lovely Charlotte.
Hi guys.
Charlotte will tell you what she's. I'm not gonna give her big intros, but she'll tell you what she does. So, Charlotte,
Fire away.
tell you a bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm Charlotte. I am an integrative psychotherapeutic counsellor. It's a bit of a mouthful, Tina.
It is.
But I'll give you the spiel that I give to my clients. What that means is psycho is your mind and therapy is what I use to work with the mind, okay? And what I tell all my clients that have therapy with me, having therapy with someone like myself, is like getting a degree in the way that you think. Why do you do the things you do? Why do you say the things you say? And I believe it's important to understand who you are, because we can go through trauma, loss, depression, personality disorders, and just not understand why we're like this. And therapy is a place for you to come, a safe place, a confidential place, someone that you can begin to trust and build a relationship up with in the community. When you're stuck, when you're down, when you're out, when you're lonely, when you feel like you can't go to your girls or your guys because they've heard it already, or you don't want to share personal things because you feel like they know all your business, a therapist is a good place to come and just share and be open and talk to. And I absolutely love my job, and most therapists that do this job, they love their job, and we just want to help and support anyone that sits in our chair.
Okay, that's good. Because like when you said that, it's like, why do you do the things you do? Why do you think the way you think or whatever? I feel like that for me, myself as well. Like obviously like losing my mum and loved ones. Sometimes like I think, okay, why do I feel, I get up in the morning, I could be fine, and then half an hour or hour after, or even later on in the day, all of a sudden I just feel sad. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of thing, and my mood just changed kind of thing. And like say if it's coming up to an occasion, I know now, but before, at the beginning when she first passed, I thought, why do I feel like this way? And then someone said to me, is it her birthday? And like, or something coming up. I was like, actually, yeah. I think it was her birthday coming up, and I realised my mood just automatically changed, like even not realising why it's changed.
Subconsciously, right? Yeah. And that's exactly why people come to me, because subconsciously we go into these moods and we don't know why. And maybe you've got great people that are in touch with you that can support you and say, hey, do you think it's these dates? What's going on? And you can say, actually, that resonates with me. But sometimes we don't have those kinds of people around us, or we don't even know ourselves. So that's what therapy can help explore. And I think even if you are in the know, because sometimes we do know it's because such and such has passed, that's why I'm feeling like this. It's, well, how do I stop this feeling? What is going on with me? I don't want to be up and down. I know my mom's passed. And some people are like, I know she's passed, I don't know why I'm sad or why I'm feeling like this. Where that's what therapy will help you to do. Just talk about it and get to the core of why you're feeling like that. Because sometimes, because we're talking about loss, Tina, because this is about bereavement and how we deal with that, I think sometimes that's actually what brings people into therapy. A lot of people say, I don't need therapy, I'm fine, I've got no issues, I'm not mad. And then boom, the person that they love is gone and they're in despair. And that's what brings people into therapy. Like, they don't know how to deal with the loss. What am I going to do without that person? And if they had a real turmoil relationship, they've got questions that needs to be answered, and that person's not going to be there, and they need clarity and understanding. And that's what therapy, again, you're going to hear me say this, can help you to deal with. You can have a conversation, an impartial conversation with your therapist, and they can maybe help you think a little bit deeper, go to those places where you just don't want to think about, or have those conversations. And sometimes being vulnerable with other people, especially the ones that you love, you don't want to stress them out. You don't want them worrying about you. So you can come to therapy. have a little cry, have tissues, and we welcome the tears because it means you're letting something out and you're not bottling it up. Have I got off on a tangent? Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, what about, how you said, you can come to therapy because, somebody you don't know basically you can trust. This. Like, I've probably not so much now, but I used to think, well, why am I going to therapy? They don't know, like what they're going to tell me that I don't tell myself. Like, I'm going to check my business, all the kind of thing. So I had that mindset kind of thing, or whatever. I'm kind of think a little bit different now. I don't know if I still would go. Personally, I'm not sure. Even though I feel like I should go at the same time, you know what I mean? But it's still just bringing myself there to actually talk because I don't really talk. So what would you really say to people who think like that? Like,
well, what I would say to you is that is a natural reaction to most people, especially people of colour. They actually think like that. I don't want to go. I don't want therapy. And what I would say to that is, do you go to the dentist once a year? Yeah. If there's something wrong with you, you're going to go to the GP. So therapy, what I would say to you is don't wait until something's wrong with you. Go for a checkup. We are in now 2023. We know about mental health. Don't ever think it cannot touch you. In fact, go and see a therapist just for a general checkup. And how therapy works, it's interesting that you said, oh, they don't know me, is how I particularly work. And I think let's make a clear distinction of types of therapy, okay? So, like I said, I'm an integrative psychotherapeutic counsellor. So what that means is I'm going to go into your past. I want to know everything about you. So you're going to tell me your life story, and in that period, I'm getting to know you, and I'm listening out for, well, what is your coping mechanisms, and then I'll reflect it back to you. So that by the time we've done that work, you would know that I do actually kind of know what's gone on in your life, and that's all we need to know. It's not about us being your best friend and I've got to know you for 10 years. All we're trying to do is to understand why you're low in mood, why you're depressed, and your story will tell us. We don't work magic here. We're not mind readers. Everything comes from the client, and all we're listening out for is the stress and the trauma, if that makes sense. And everybody goes through emotions. If we're human, we all feel angry, sad, lonely at times, and sometimes we need to look at that a little bit more closely. Are we on the right path in life? Have we discussed bereavement? Is it still affecting me? If you are aware that it might be still affecting you, go to therapy, because what you don't want to do is get into relationships or be fearful of getting into relationships because you've lost someone. Because I've had people where they've lost someone, they're so fearful of loving again because it's too painful, because they're fearful of losing someone. So it's working through that trauma and saying, well, actually, what did you get from that person? And they'll say, well, they gave me love, they taught me all these things, so that's why that person was in your life. And would they want you to be by themselves? And be like, no, so let's not do that. Do you know what I mean? So everyone's different, and it's human beings are really complex creatures, so I can't sit here and say that what I'm telling you is going to work for everybody. Everyone is unique. So for me, don't say I don't need therapy, because what you could also be doing is shutting the next person down that's next to you that might be thinking, I could go to therapy. And if they hear that, they might be like, nah, there's no point.
I actually tell people to go.
Do you?
I do tell people to go, and more can handle other people's emotions and listen to them and give them advice and things like that. I'm like, but when it comes to myself, it's just like, nah, I ain't. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Why is it that you don't want to, deal with yourself or talk about your own emotions?
I don't know. I feel like probably just. But I said in one of my videos, maybe I don't want to bring that pain back.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's
so
right.
maybe that's
right.
just like, yeah.
And that's what a lot of people do, and to me, that's dangerous. Because what you're doing is, say if this bottle is your energy a day, and 20% of that energy you're spending pushing down those thoughts, putting it to your back of your mind. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to feel about that. I'm going to listen to you. I don't want to know about mine. We keep pushing it down, and then it piles up, and then one day it's explosive. Or it can come out in other ways. We can be a bit passive aggressive with other people. So it's just to watch that a little bit, that putting things back and not talking about how you feel, because it does seep out eventually. It comes and gets you.
Yeah. Okay, Charlotte. So your advice would be to people to basically seek therapy and just spill.
Yeah, and
basically,
if we're talking about bereavement, when somebody dies, our loved ones naturally say, go to therapy. I would say, obviously, suggest to someone go to therapy if they've lost someone. But when someone dies, the world continues, and the person that's suffering wants the world to stop. But unfortunately, it doesn't. We have to go back to work probably the next day, next week. So we need to put our face on. So if we go to therapy and start talking about the loss, it might be too overwhelming when it's fresh.
Yeah.
Because we've got to put our face on, we've got to get it together and get back into work. So what I would say to anyone is, if someone hasn't gone to therapy within the year of losing someone, that's fine. They're just mustering the strength for when they can talk about it and not feel so overwhelmed. And maybe you're one of them. Maybe talking about it earlier on is too painful. When time has passed, it might be easy for you to reflect on the past because time's passed and it doesn't feel as painful. I'm not saying the pain, it doesn't feel painful losing someone, but as time goes on, it might be easier to talk about them without it feeling as intense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Definitely.
So everyone talks about bereavement and loss when they're ready in their own time, and therapy can only work when you want to come to therapy, when you think, you know what, I want to talk to this person and dig a bit deeper as to why I'm feeling sad or overwhelmed or just up and down or whatever it is.
Okay, Charlotte, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, just let people know where they can find you on socials.
On social media, Instagram, you can contact me at Power of Change Therapy, or you can drop me an email if you require some therapy, which is Charlotte at powerofchange.co.uk. I'll repeat that back to you. That's Charlotte with a C at powerofchange.co.uk. Or you can contact me on my mobile, which is 0794305918. So that's 0794305918. Send me a text message, WhatsApp me, just drop me your name, tell me if you want some therapy, and myself or my team will get back to you and help you in the best way we can.